In Mary's Magnificat, we learn to pray with our poverty. Our poverty is our weakness, our littleness, our fragility as human beings. We don't need to be afraid to pray with our poverty, to pray in this way. Although we might be tempted to think that we have to come to the Lord with everything all put together, orderly, perfect, or strong. But from Mary, we see that our littleness, our inadequacy, is okay before God. And we see this very much in the Magnificat. We hear Mary say, "My soul proclaims the greatness of the Lord, and my spirit rejoices in God my Savior." She is very aware of her need for God as Savior, and she's actually rejoicing in this need for a Savior. She embraces her littleness, the fact that she may not have everything it takes to respond to the Lord. And you can just imagine how little she must feel in the face of God's huge invitation to her to become the mother of her Son, to receive the Word incarnate in her womb. How little, how inadequate, how small she must feel. And yet she responds, "Behold, I am the handmaiden of the Lord." So this littleness that Mary had, we also have it. And it manifests itself in many different ways. And if we take a moment, you could probably think about, well, how does this littleness, this inadequacy, manifest itself in my own life? And often we run from it. We might even hide it or hide from it. We may disguise it with our need to succeed or to accomplish things, or with work or with relationships or what have you. And that might be something that we can even receive greater light about in prayer. But instead of running from our littleness or hiding this reality of our human nature, perhaps this could be the very place where we can encounter God, as Mary did. How this place of littleness can be the actual way or moment that we can encounter God's mercy, God's goodness, God's grace. So like Mary, may we not be afraid of our littleness. And we can ask her to help us befriend that in our own life. And in these days, we can go before Jesus in the manger, Jesus in the Eucharist, two places where he seems hidden. He himself seems very little. And so we approach him in our own littleness, and in honesty we express a prayer of needing him to be our Savior, to be our tender Lord, needing him to be our all in all. And to ask him, "Lord, be my strength, fill me up." And like St. Paul, may we learn too that in my weakness is the greatest strength.